Are you a fan of Trump? Are you a supporter?
Yes.
This? Okay.
Yes.
So what did he run on?
Trade and immigration.
Did he run on pro-life?
No.
And
that was an error.
But wait a minute.
That was an error.
But no, it's not an error.
No, it was.
Well, let me challenge you. Let me challenge you here. Yeah. Okay. So you're an April 10th baby, right?
Yeah.
Okay. My dad's an April 10th baby, and I love April babies. I hire April babies. Okay. To me, they're very true believers in what they're in, and they stick to it, right? Okay. I lived with that man for 43 years. Okay. So it's a lot of strong values that he has. Okay. So Trump ran on what? He ran on the wall. Okay. He ran on trade China. He ran on swamp. Okay.
All three words.
So look at this guy on what he ran on, and you would have liked for him to run on pro-life. You would have liked for him to run on faith, God. You would have liked for him to run on all those things.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What just happened with Roe v. Wade?
We took a good step in the right direction.
How did that happen?
The Supreme Court stood up and grew a
Who picked those three Supreme Court?
Donald Trump.
Would he have done that if his messaging was hardcore only pro-life? He wouldn't have won. So the message I'm trying to make is because it's all pure strategy. So the strategy isn't that he may have done something impossible. 3, it drove them insane. They lost their minds. That may be the single biggest victory a president's ever had. People today are sitting there saying, holy shit, I thought being a president mattered. No, it's Supreme Court. Mm-hmm. Because you got 6-3 now, 5-4, whatever it's going to end up being for how many years? Are you kidding me? So maybe power to him for strategy. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying compromise your values. I'm not saying compromise what you believe in. I'm just saying messaging is where I think, like, for example, today, okay, Republicans who cry. And at the same time.
Who cry?
Yeah, Republicans who cry.
Like John Boehner type of cry?
There's a lot of left, right, anywhere you go Boehner cry, you go MAGA, you go Lincoln Project, you go whoever you go to who's
cry foul or actually crying tears.
Complaint.
Okay,
Those are
complaint.
complaint.
Gotcha.
Well, listen, isn't Forbes for sale? Isn't Forbes for sale for $630? How many Republicans have gone and made an offer of $400 million to see if they can buy Forbes? If somebody on the left buys it, you deserve everything they do when they announce Woman of the Year Award. Forbes magazine last year, International Woman of the Year Award. You know who they give it to? Hillary Clinton. You deserve it. You telling me you can't spend $400 million to buy Forbes? Every time these media companies that go on sale, why don't you go buy them? Props to Daily Wire for what they're doing, which is,
Absolutely.
Shapiro and his guy.
Jordan
props to Seth Dillon with Babylon Bee. Props to these guys that are doing what they're doing. Tim Pool. Props to, there's a lot of these names that we can give to. Yeah. They're going out there pushing the envelope. But if you don't like that your argument's not being heard, do something about it. And by the way, the doing something about it, Royce, my opinion, is a 20-year solution. It's not a 1 year. It takes 20 years. So put your money where your mouth is, not you, anybody in the market that's got the millions. Oh, you really care about America? You really care about your conservative beliefs?
They're not real conservatives.
Then that's the problem.
I agree with you. 100%. No. Most of my campaign has been to speak out against the Republican establishment or the conservative movement as a whole, from an ideological standpoint, even from a strategic standpoint. There's no way that liberalism has run off with a lion's share control of the mainstream media without the conservative or prominent conservatives or powerful or conservatives that are in a position to actually affect these industries. There's no way that they did that by chance. It didn't just happen. They were in on it. They were always in on it. But that is the uniparty. So for me to not be able to say uniparty in the public square out of fear of people not knowing what it is or comprehending it as they would a more palatable issue really strikes against the deficit that I see in time to solve this issue. And it may be 20 years, but then we got to get started with the truth.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
1 million.
And Trump should have ran on pro-life.
Yeah.
He not singularly, But I do believe that as a leader of a movement, it is your duty to hold and plant flags and be able to merge the message together in a way that you could go back to later.
Even though he didn't, he did more for the pro-life movement the last 30 years than any other president who ran on pro-life did.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.